Hey everybody, it's Logan, and I just want to do a quick update on Fortadpays. Not really a status video, but with everything that's been going on, there's all kinds of reactions and things happening. So, I just want to go on record because I don't know. I mean, I haven't been heavily promoting Fortadpays for two reasons. Because one, I've just been really busy starting some new things, and there was a lot going on in our Fortadpays leadership group, and that kept me busy. And also, kind of give a chance to everybody else to put their new videos on YouTube and everything. So, and the other reason is, yes, it's been slowing down with this whole, ever since they switched their servers, which it's been over a month. They moved the server, they cut down the withdrawal once, then they did it again. Then there were, like they cut down the daily allowance per processor. There were all kinds of reductions going on. And, people started worrying and they stopped buying. They started saving their cash, saving their repurchase. I know people were saving repurchase because there was talk about resetting shares, which did happen for the old ones, for old ad packs, and, all kinds of changes, a lot of changes at once, or in a short period, new processors, things happening, plus, a bit of a communication, I don't want to say breakdown, but, things lost in translation. So, it's not clear cut. And even for us who really kind of trust in Fortadpays, whether it's me or if you talk to people who have been there for a long time, they'll tell you they feel the same way. They know that they've made changes before, they've reset ad packs before. This is a huge change for them. This is the biggest change they've had. When I joined, it was like 83,000 people on January 1st. Now it's, I don't know, 220, 230 or something. They tripled in size in 3 months or something. It's a huge growth. And, bigger companies have failed because of this, too fast a growth. Now, I don't expect that they will fail. I know they have grand plans. I know they have an office in Costa Rica now. They have events coming up in Valencia, in Mexico. They're opening into new markets. English speaking people just kind of entered the picture, really. So there's a long way to grow. It doesn't make sense what's going on, with the slowdown, with the cutting down of withdrawals, with all that. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit how I see Fortadpays. It doesn't fit what I've heard from people who have been there for a while, people who are close to the management, people who, have kind of have some connections and know some of the inside workings. Not that I have any, juicy stories, but just kind of how things work and how they operate. It just doesn't make sense. Now, it's a rev share, big rev shares. They're all going through crisis. Traffic monsoon, my paying ads, my advertising pays. They're either recovering or going through one. This is one of those. This is the number four of the four big ones. So I expected changes. Now they could have just put the site on pause and deal with everything and then continue. Maybe they should have done that. My initial reaction was great, let it run. I thought people would feel better with that, but apparently they don't. It did slow down to 0.5, 0.3%, whatever. But I don't think that's necessarily somebody turning it down over there. I know people are not spending. We know people are not coming in, because when they come into groups, you see all these people freaking out, talking, crap about Fortadpays, and like, dude, you have money in, I was going to say invested. You have money in this company. So you can't do bad PR for them. You're like, okay, you can be concerned, but you don't go out there screaming fire in a full theater. You can't do it like that. So, not, of course, we're all concerned, right? There's no question about that. But I'm in it for the long run. I haven't taken much money out. I have over $10,000, almost 10,000 in commissions, but I took the actual maybe 500 out, and probably another 1,000 in exchanges with people and with like, financing some of my family, things like that, like transferring cash balance. Altogether, maybe $1,500. And I could have taken out, I don't know, 15,000 bucks. I don't know if it's the 15,000, but then I wouldn't have built up my shares. So I don't know what I would do next, differently next. Maybe I would do a little more withdrawals. Like do a little bit of both. But still, I'm glad I built up. I really, at the moment, it's like I believe in this company. I expect this site to be around for another year or 2 or 3, right? They've done it so far. It doesn't make sense that they would just crash and burn in a month or 2, And with all the new business, it doesn't make sense. Now I can see the things that I've done wrong that I probably should have done differently. Like my first calculator video showed things at 2%. It was immediately clear that's not the way to go. That's a maximum rate. It's not going to run at maximum rate. You talk to anybody who's been there for, at least 9 months, and the rate goes up and down. And so definitely I'm going to lowball, immediately after that. I have another program where I'm in, it's like 225 paying right now. My calculator set to 175. I have another that I'm in, it was like paying up to 6%. My calculator set for 4. So I'm going to lowball these calculators from now on. I don't want people to have false expectations, and I certainly don't want them sending me messages saying it's not 2%. Nobody said it would be 2%, But people don't listen. So if you just say it's maximum, don't do your calculators at maximum. Do them at like 25% below. Do them at 50%. Whatever. I don't know what to tell you. Clearly, it can dip very low. Now, is there concern? Is this serious stuff? Absolutely. This is serious. It doesn't make sense. I don't want to say, I do hope. Do I have a feeling? Yeah, I'm not really worried. I see that there's a possibility. Once you see it real, you're kind of like, oh man, yeah, I guess it can happen. You don't even think it can happen, right? We forget about that, especially when you're in these long and slow ones. Not that I'm really married to it, not that I'm in love with it, and like, I drink the Kool-Aid and I'm like, Fortadpays is the best, it can't, too big to fail, No, I've seen too big to fail. That doesn't exist, Of course, there's no U.S. government to prop them with, fake money. But the fact is, they can fail. So, that's the lesson to remember, and not to go in expecting this is going to be a fast cash cow, because nobody ever said it would. It would be slow, and because it's a long-term play, because it's a marathon, it is going to go up and down, and I'm not going to watch the rate like a hawk. People messaged me, as soon as it went down a few percent, a few, decimal points. Yeah. Did you notice? Did you know what it? I don't know. Please don't ask me. I don't know what it is. There's the international group where you can find out. There's a guy who posts these. I don't care. I'm in it for the long run. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. What can I do? I think they can make way more money if they stay in business. Whatever they do, however they cut things down, they will have to make changes. Having 85,000 people and having 250,000 people, it's not the same. Now, I understand most of these people are not paid members, but, probably a lot of those 85 weren't paid either, It's still a lot of people. But there's also a lot of $10 people, $20 depositors who are expecting to be withdrawing, $100 a day in December or something. That just doesn't sound realistic, Doesn't make sense. And for all of them, I would have to bring in, 10 people to join, because, those people don't really contribute, So, but there's a lot of people like that. And, we try to recruit. Now, currently, I'm not really forcing it. I can't bring people into the group where people are being negative. I can't bring them to this homepage where there's all kinds of, hey, we're doing this, we're doing that, okay, withdrawals this week only on Friday and so on. But there's a new message, if you can see, they're preparing a shock to boost sales. I love their language, or this is probably Google translation. They're doing something. It's not like they're having a siesta. I hope not. And, we also, in our Fortadpays leadership group, now if you join our group, you will see that Drew Burton, a person who's probably responsible for opening the door to these extra, 150,000 people. He created a nice video today with some ideas. One suggestion really on how things can go. There are different ways that this can go, So we're hoping that Fortadpays will listen to some of these ideas, because you can't let the negativity sit there for such a long time. You can't let the site go to zero, earnings, and it's not going to change unless people feel good about it. Unless we can withdraw, there's always going to be negative people. And believe me, I stopped going to the group. I started skipping my messages in Facebook, not looking at my, not really looking at full Facebook, because I can't deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. It really makes me sick. So, yeah, okay, sure, it's slow, but I don't want to read 100 messages that are talking crap about it. So, it affects everybody else. So I'm not really involved, I pull out. There I am looking at hypes. I'm sick of rev shares. This is the kind of snowball effect that screaming murder, has your responsibility. It's your responsibility, when you go into the situation. You don't go in and then blame the owners, it's always take the freaking responsibility 100%. Don't blame it on somebody else. I'm not selling you a site saying that it's, you're stupid if you go in with somebody who says this is the best site ever, you're going to make so much money. It's your responsibility, again, if you're a sucker, and fall for that. See what others are saying, People look at 5-month-old videos and they go, hey, I want to join this. I'm like, dude, I stopped promoting that like a month ago. This video is up there just as a warning because my link is not there, Like, be responsible, man. Look at what's going on, I still get emails going, is this a little slower now? What's happening? You got to be involved. You got to be in the Facebook groups. You got to read what it says on the homepage. Do you have any ideas how many times I had to explain everything? It's right there. I mean, like, I'm not the news channel, really. I can't, even if I'm your sponsor, you also need to take responsibility and read the news, see what's happening. If you don't understand something, ask, but also you go in the group. Half the posts in our leadership group, which is a marketing group. This has nothing to do, we're not support of any kind for Fortadpays. But, we'll let some of these messages go. Half the messages are, is it slow? Is it just for me? Yeah, it's just for you, because you're the only person on that planet. Clearly, it's only you that has a slow Fortadpays, So what do? You delete that, and that person still stays, uninformed, because they didn't bother to look at the messages in that group or in another, or on the website, You have to take responsibility. And yes, Fortadpays is slow right now. Don't sign people up right now. I'm not promoting it just because I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's going to be okay. I don't have a crystal ball. I have no idea. Maybe it's not going to be okay. That's a possibility. But I think we'll manage. I think we'll weather the storm. I don't know how long it's going to take to get back to normal. The more negativity there is, the worse off, excuse me, the longer it's going to take, So, hopefully we'll be okay. I'm not worried. I have a lot of money I didn't take out. I have a lot of missed opportunities in there still. I have a lot of shares that I can still grow. I want this to go on, but, even if I put in a lot of money, if I did put in a lot of money, I would do it knowingly risking, right? It's a rev share. It's just a rev share. It's not a magic cash cow, So, hopefully things are going to work out fine. Until then, I'm going to, I'm taking a bit of a diet from all the messages, from all reading everything that's out there. I'm focusing on other things. I got to do my thing. I can't be there for negative Nancy's and explain anything to anybody. That's what it is. Fortadpays, I hope we'll get through this and things are going to be back to whatever the new normal is going to be. I don't think it's not going to be the same that it was 3 months ago. But whatever it is, this is a slow rev share. You can expect it to go up and down. And yeah, that's all. That's all I got to say for this. All right. I'll see you around.